Hi, it's Emily from the Patient Perspective, and today I want to share some tips for how to maintain your inner light during a long hospital stay. As of today, I've been inpatient for about 6 weeks. This is not the longest stint I've done, and I have some tips I can hope that will help you through the weeks of inpatient care. Tip number one, whenever possible, get out of your hospital bed. Even if you're having a terrible day and you just want to lay down, find the chair in your room that reclines and brings your legs up so that you're as comfortable as possible and relocate. I promise that your posture will change, your breathing will change, it'll change your perspective on your whole day. It really is something small that can feel like a huge accomplishment when you're feeling really rough. As long as you're capable and it's safe, get out of your room and do some daily walking. Set a goal, and it doesn't even need to be a long time if you're not feeling great. But I can promise you that patients do better overall when they get out of their rooms and they go walking. Even with an IV pole, this is a reachable goal and can help keep your inner light lit. Who knows, you may even make a friend in the hallways. Here's another tip. Get to a window. Even if it's a cloudy day, I promise it makes a huge difference if you go ahead and roll those shades up and reset your days and nights. I talk in another video about because the harsh lighting of a hospital can really be grating on your eyes, is to even consider bringing a small table lamp to have next to your bed so that your nurse can turn that on in the middle of the night if truly needed, but it also just softens the light in the room versus the fluorescent bulbs that are going to be up above. And unless the light reaches you directly in your room, which oftentimes it doesn't, especially if you're in a large city, it's a good idea to find a common window, maybe in the hallways, where you'll reach some sunlight so you can truly soak in some rays and some vitamin D. And I've even been known to sneak into an unoccupied room that has no patient admitted to it currently if there's direct rays of sun. So getting some direct light from the outside world can really help keep your days feeling brighter. Your days are likely to be repetitive, and sometimes you're going to feel awful enough that even just getting to the shower is going to feel like a major daily accomplishment. So that's why I suggest writing down and checking off your daily goals. And they may just be as simple as making sure that you've eaten 3 meals, that you've gotten your walks in, and maybe called a friend or a family member that's important to you. But when you keep track of those things, and the days can seem long, I promise that will help you feel like you've accomplished something as you've made it through the day. One of my best suggestions is to meditate. Now, if meditation is new to you, I recommend getting a set of headphones and using some apps on your phone that can help you with guided meditation. Some of my favorites include Calm, Meditation RX by Meditation Oasis, which actually has some very specific meditations for people who are in a hospital-bound situation. I also love Headspace, and Andy has some great packs that are great for not only basics in meditation, but also cancer if that's something that you're on a journey with. And YouTube. Believe it or not, some of the best stuff I have found is just by creating a YouTube list of favorites so that I can refer back to them and really have some guided meditation for whatever I want. In the hospital setting, I absolutely recommend hanging pictures, and they don't need to be anything bigger than a 4x6, but hanging pictures of the people that you love, be it family or friends. It helps you remember what you're fighting for, and in this day and age, we're not so great about printing off pictures that we take from our smartphone. However, it does make the difference. It lightens up your room, and it even helps connect with the medical staff that are caring for you to know what your life looks like outside of the hospital. Do the same with mail. Send out your address and request cards. I take all of my cards and hang them on one wall because it feels like a wall that just radiates love and energy. You know, the universe is pretty savvy at knowing that the energy we send out is what we want more of. And how I end each day is actually to think of three reasons why even in the hospital setting, inpatient, and not feeling great, I have gratitude. Maybe it's for the fact that I had caregivers that day, or a friend came to visit, or that I had a really great nurse, or maybe I was pain-free that day. And it really does make a difference to either keep a gratitude journal or to vocalize these out loud with a friend or family member. If you're feeling well enough, inquire to see if your hospital offers an art therapy program. Lots of times, especially larger hospitals, will offer someone who's an art therapist that can bring supplies to your room, and when you're feeling well enough, can offer any number of projects for you to complete as an outlet and also to help occupy the time that could be passing during the days. Another way to help keep your inner light lit and to lighten the mood a little bit is to actually consider naming your IV pole. Because the reality is, when you're a long-term inpatient stay, like something like I am, chances are you're going to be spending a lot of time with one of these, and it just kind of helps lighten the mood, and because it's your constant companion, gives it somewhat of a friendship status. From the beginning of my treatment, I've named mine Florence in honor of Florence and the Machine because honestly, several of her ballads are anthems for my treatment. But it doesn't also hurt that Florence Nightingale was one of the first nurses, and then you've got the whole flow, right? So consider naming it something that is funny to you or that is easy to remember so that your nurses kind of start calling your IV pole whatever you name it, and it'll help just lighten the whole scenario. It's true that doctors and nurses are the ones that really direct and provide your care, but I can't overstate the importance of learning the names and saying hello to the people who really make everything happen on the hall. Learn who cleans your room. Learn the names of people who are bringing you meals. All of that provides a community that is helping support you through your hospital stay. Another suggestion I can have is to have a bowl of candy and encourage people who stop by your room to grab a piece. Maybe it's somebody who drops off the mail, or maybe it's somebody who's cleaning the floors, but everybody appreciates chocolate. Looks like it's about time to refill. I offer another video on what to pack for the hospital, but I will say, in consideration of that, pack what feels like you. The first time I stayed, I was inpatient for 7 weeks, and a lot of what I packed was very practical. Henleys and kind of long shirts that had V-neck openings for my central line that were in grays and navies and blues and really kind of matched everything, and I knew would be durable, and it didn't matter if they got messed up in the hospital. But by the third hospital stay, I feel more like myself when I bring and wear whatever I want. You've seen that I've worn this sequin jacket the entire video, and actually it's one of my favorite things that I own, so why not bring it? We brought it well along with me this time, and I call it my walking jacket, and it also sparks a lot of conversations in the hallway, so just bring what you love. Make sure it's soft and comfortable, but instead of just working with practicality, bring the items that are comfortable for you and make you feel like yourself. I won't exactly say lucky you for being admitted during this time because it's never fun to stay long times in the hospital, but I will say that thank goodness for technology. We're in one of the best times so far to be able to video conference call people and text and call. So if you're having a really rough day, reach out to a friend. And if you can, FaceTime or Skype with somebody, because being able to say hello and see their face and watch their facial reactions is actually even better than a phone call. So take advantage of those friends and family and connect with them, especially on days when you don't feel like it, because those are the days you probably need it the most. So it's tough, right? Staying in the hospital for really long periods of time. And I'm sure that your list of what helps you get through is going to look different than mine. But hopefully this video has helped spark some ideas in you to make you feel connected to the outside world, yourself, and to know what is going to help you get through these days. And the other thing I'll say is remember to take it one day at a time. All you ever have to do is today. Don't worry about eating the entire elephant when all you've been served is the back left toe. Hang in there, and that's my advice from the patient perspective.